Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another live stream. How are we all feeling on this Monday morning? Liverpool fans, I'm sure, are still feeling frustrated and annoyed. Whatever term you want to use, I guess, to describe the aftermath of yesterday's defeat in the Carabao Cup final at the hands of Newcastle. Brilliantly deserved. I'll once again state that. Brilliantly deserved by Newcastle once again. But now that obviously the dust has settled, now that we've died down a little bit, kind of want to just wrap some things up in terms of looking back at Arne Slot, looking back on the season a little bit, looking back on yesterday. We're going to tie up some myths as well. You know, certain rival comments, shall we say. And then we're going to be looking ahead to the season that is still yet to come. Because believe it or not, people, there is still a Premier League title to be sewn up out there. There is still a Premier League title that is to be sewn up out there. And we're in pole position to do it. We are in pole position to do it. So there's a lot that we're going to be discussing today in regards to Liverpool and the Premier League title race. I just thought we need to just wrap this all up. Bit of therapy for us all. I want to be sat here cooking some other teams, really. I want to be sat here talking about Chelsea. I want to be sat here talking about Tottenham. I want to be sat here talking about certain other teams as well. But I wouldn't be a proper fan of both my club, Liverpool, and football if I didn't call this out. If you want more details on yesterday's game, then go back and check out the review that I did on the game. Otherwise, hit the like button on today's live stream. Subscribe if you're new and want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And get involved in the chat. Would love to know what you guys have to say on all things Liverpool today. All things, if you're a Newcastle fan as well, let me know how you guys are feeling today. Probably hungover by the sounds of things from yesterday. I imagine Newcastle is pretty much closed today in the aftermath of their first triumph since, I believe, 1955. I don't know why I said 1995 yesterday. I don't know why I said 1995 yesterday. In my review, I kept on saying, like, this is the first domestic cup Newcastle have won since 1995. And then I was like, wait, that don't sound right. And then I went back and checked, and it's 55. And I was like, why did I say 95? Either way, once again, congratulations to Newcastle. Absolutely outstanding from the Magpies. Eddie Howe, brilliant. Outcoached Arne Slot, and Liverpool deservedly went away from Wembley empty-handed because there was no way they deserved anything from that game. They were outcoached, outclassed, outmuscled, outmaneuvered, outthought, out everything. And Newcastle were deserved winners. So the one area that I will say that was apparent and evident yesterday was the fact that the one thing I can criticize Slot for this season, and it's obviously, before I get into what the one thing I will criticize him for, it's important to obviously remember where we are. First season under a new manager. First season under a slightly new regime. First season for Arne Slot. Not just in England, not just in the Premier League, but also with Liverpool. For that first season, for him to work out the intensity, the physicality, the pressure that this league and this club presents itself to whoever takes that hot seat, for him to just simply walk in handle that pressure for the most part. And, fingers crossed, hopefully, with all things considered, we wrap up this Premier League title. Unbelievable first season. No one gave us a chance of winning anything at the beginning of the season, let alone winning a Premier League title. And yet, here is Arne Slot, a guy who's walked in. Everybody mocked. Everybody disrespected. Everybody said, Arnie who? Everybody questioned, this is your successor to your greatest manager in the Premier League history. He's walked in and he has done wonders so far in winning the league. That, on top of not even signing any of his own players, unless you want to count Chiesa, but even then he has not really used Chiesa much in most games, is incredible. It's absolutely incredible the way that he's just taken to this league, taken to this club. And he's done really, really well. Topped the league phase of the Champions League. Okay, it didn't mean as much because, we got a really tough draw in PSG, which, we didn't really play well in, but it wasn't like we got battered in that game in terms of scoreline, at least. It's evident that there are some players in this squad that are not good enough. There are some players that are past their use-by date. And it's evident that in the summer, if Arne Slot gets his way, he is going to have an overhaul of those players and bring in his own. And I'm very much anticipating a massive summer ahead for Liverpool Football Club. One that I'm looking forward to, one that I'm excited about, but Liverpool obviously have to deliver. The club has to deliver. They can't let Arne Slot hang out to dry again. Where I draw the line on how great Arne Slot has been he hasn't played the cards that he's been dealt with. And what I mean by that is it's seemingly clear and obvious that in recent weeks especially, he has not trusted to the full capacity of this squad. Now, again, don't get me wrong. There are players in this squad, like I said earlier, that are not good enough. There are some players in this squad that are past their use-by date. But even so, you have a season ahead of you in which you need to, at some level, some way, somehow, trust to get you across the finish line. And that is going to be massive as we enter the final couple of months of the season. He needs to trust this squad. Now, over the past several weeks, he's obviously trusted the likes of Endo in the final 15 to 20 minutes of games to see games out that are close, tight, and they need some sort of ball-winning midfielder in that midfield area. He's trusted Endo. With that exception, that's like the only exception, though, because everybody else he seemingly doesn't trust. Yesterday, I was seeing our midfield running on fumes. And the only injection of energy, pace, speed, intensity that was created from us was from when we threw on the likes of Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones. Harvey Elliott is a guy that I've been calling for all this season, saying he needs to play more. I've been calling for him. I thought that this system would work really well for a Harvey Elliott, someone that can get his head up and pick a pass. I thought Harvey Elliott's creativity would flourish in this team. We haven't seen it enough. And maybe that is evident of the fact that maybe Arne Slot doesn't trust him, doesn't maybe rate him. But yesterday, when he came on, he creates the goal and he makes a few very good passes that had, obviously, we worked on our positioning a little more, had we worked on our, quick thinking and forward play a little more and made the right pass at the right time, could have actually led to some pretty decent opportunities. But unfortunately, the people he were passing it to weren't exactly on the same wavelength as him. It is evident that rotation is needed. I've never been happier, by the way. I've never been happier to see an international break. I've never been happier to see an international break than I am right now. I'm so glad that we have like 2.5 weeks off before, obviously, we resume the Premier League for the final stretch of the season. We have the Merseyside derby for us to contend with as soon as we're back. We've got a game against Fulham. Both of them are going to be extremely difficult games, even though, you know, Everton haven't got anything to play for this season. It's still a Merseyside derby at the end of it. And Fulham, you know, may have European football places of some description to obviously contend for. So they're going to be very difficult games. I, for one, am extremely happy that the international break is here. It gives some of them guys a couple of weeks off. Some of those guys are obviously going to be going away to international games. I'd be just praying and hoping that, you know, maybe they can fake an injury to maybe get a couple more weeks of rest off. But either way, we need to trust these players, because that's the cards we've been dealt with this season. And by trust these players, I mean we need to take Gravenberch out, because past few weeks he seems to be exhausted. Put Curtis Jones in there. Put Endo in there, maybe. It's not exactly ideal, but Endo will definitely fully commit. He'll fully commit to the cause. Harvey Elliott, play him over Szoboszlai. Why not? Gakpo's injury came at an unfortunate time. Are you seriously telling me that we've had Federico Chiesa sat on the bench all that time, takes his goal extremely well yesterday, only for us to be subject to a large part of this season watching the likes of Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota and Darwin Núñez lead the line for Liverpool when we've got Federico Chiesa just sat on the bench? Finally fit, by the way. He took his goal brilliantly well yesterday. It's a very fine finish. It's a very fine piece of movement and finish from the Italian. You're telling me we've had that just sat on our bench for most of this season and we very rarely and scarcely used it? I'm begging and I'm imploring Arne Slot to trust this team a bit more. Trust this squad a bit more. I'm not saying the tried and tested ones. Diogo Jota, for me, is finished. He's had several opportunities now this season. He's not taken a single one. Darwin Núñez, as much as he will pop up every now and again with something ridiculously good, he'll also pop up more times than not with something ridiculously stupid or bad. He's gone. He's washed. Luis Diaz started the season off really well, as he normally tends to do. Has dropped off from December onwards. Maybe even before that. The players in the attacking third especially are done. The only one, other than Mo Salah, of course, that can hold their head up high this season is Cody Gakpo. I don't think Chiesa's had enough opportunity. Gakpo's the only one that's really stepped up this season. Otherwise, Núñez out the door in the summer. Jota out the door in the summer. Diaz out the door in the summer. Simple as that. I'm just saying, just throw Chiesa up front. If you want to play the false nine, why not? Why not throw him up front? Why not play him off the left? Why not go Gakpo through the middle? I don't like it. I actually prefer Gakpo on the left, but it's better than me seeing Diaz up there. It's better than me seeing Núñez up there. That, you know, depending on whether it's his one in every 8 and 9, 10 games, is actually going to turn off or not. It's better than having Jota up there that has not done anything for the past several months. It's just the one area where I just think Arne Slot can be criticised for this season. Is just not trusting in his squad, not using the squad to the best of its ability. You know, The right-back situation's been unfortunate. Trent's been in and out of injury. Gomez picked up a couple of injuries this season, which haven't been ideal. Robertson and Tsimikas, it doesn't really matter which one you put at left back. They're both as bad as each other. Van Dijk and Salah have been our two only consistent players this season. McAllister, incredible, but again, can't do it all on his own. Neither can Gravenberch, neither can Szoboszlai. They've all had their moments this season. I think McAllister's been the most consistent of them all. Konate's been slightly in and out, but again, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's so frustrating. It's just so frustrating that yesterday was a massive opportunity again that we let slip through our fingers. And again, I will say credit to Newcastle because they absolutely do deserve it. But the issue that I've got is that this could have been avoidable if we'd have maybe trusted our team a little bit more and managed the squad a little better. I imagine it will get better if we are allowed to actually spend some money in the summer transfer window. But I don't trust the club. I don't trust FSG. I don't trust Michael Edwards, and I don't trust Richard Hughes until they obviously prove otherwise. I don't trust these guys with any money or to perform a squad overhaul unless we're absolutely desperate for it. And even then, when we're absolutely desperate for a squad overhaul, they will make the right noises in the media. They'll drop subtle hints to the likes of Romano and Ornstein, and then they'll slowly deter you away from what you want to a cheaper alternative. We've already heard over the weekend that Kirkez, valued at 40 million, is somewhat a little out of Liverpool's price range that we would normally go for a fullback. So now we may start looking at alternative options. 40 million for Kirkez. Arguably the best left back in the Premier League this season. You know, maybe Anthony Robinson could obviously argue with that, I guess. But all right, then, one of the best left backs in the Premier League this season. What more? What more could you want? We get a decent crosser of the ball. We'd probably get a set piece taker as well. Someone that can actually take a corner, an in-swinging corner from the right-hand side, and it not constantly and consistently hit the first man. What more could you want? Genuinely, what more could you actually want? The Isak links. Look at what he did to us yesterday. Absolutely brutal. Constantly terrorized our centre-back pairing and scores a very well-taken goal. Could have actually had a second goal had it not been for the somewhat unfortunate offside call that went in Liverpool's favour. He was brilliant yesterday. It's just frustrating. But at the end of the day, we need to go into this international break, regroup, recover. Arne Slot needs to trust his squad because we just need to go again. And looking at the Premier League table, after yesterday's win for Arsenal, we are now 12 points clear at the top of the table. 5 wins. That's all it will take. 5 more wins, and the Premier League title is completely and utterly sewn up. That is assuming, of course, that Arsenal don't drop any more points between now and then. Let's have a look at these 5 games then coming up. We have Everton, Merseyside derby, as I previously mentioned. We've got Fulham. Then a week later, we're against West Ham, Leicester the week after, and then Tottenham. We could win the Premier League title against Tottenham for sure. Mathematically possible. Done and dusted. if, of course, Arsenal win all their games and we win the 4 before Tottenham. If not, we've then got Chelsea. We then play Arsenal. We'll have Brighton on the penultimate game of the season. And then on the last game of the season, we'll have Crystal Palace. We should have this tied up. We should have this tied up. We should beat Everton. I know it's difficult being a Merseyside derby. I'm not making that mistake again of being like, oh, sorry, Everton, whatever. No, don't make that mistake again. I know it's Everton, but it's still a tough game. Fulham, away from home, that's going to be tough. That is going to be very, very tough. West Ham away from home. The only upside is that they may have nothing to play for by that point. They are safe and sound. They'll have nothing to play for other than pride. That could be an opportunity for us there. Leicester, they may already be down by that point. So they may see it as a bit of a free swing, free hit. Either way, we shouldn't take our eye off the ball. Tottenham, they've only got Europa League ready to play for. So if, of course, that is like between a Europa League game maybe or something like that, that could obviously be a big advantage to us. Either way, we still should be winning that game. We're at home, and with all due respect, it is Tottenham. Chelsea away. Again, not the easiest place to go, and we know that obviously Chelsea like to turn up whenever they play against us. Could be difficult, but again, it's going to be an intriguing game away from home. They'll have obviously European places to play for, so they've got actually something on the line in that one. But having said that, we could have already wrapped the title up by then. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know with that one. Arsenal themselves by then could already have conceded the title. May have Champions League to play for, depending on obviously how they do in their next round against Real Madrid. Highly unlikely they'll get past it, but you never know. Then Brighton and Crystal Palace. Brighton playing for European football places. Palace, season will probably be over for them by then. They'll have nothing ready to play for. They'll be safe and sound. It's just a case of just getting over the line now. It's just a case of getting over the line. And that's why I want to also dispel some of these banterous comments from yesterday. I 100% can understand United fans bantering us. Can also understand Everton fans bantering us. Certain fans have been going really, really off on social media. They've been really, really weird about it. They've been tweeting more about our loss than their own club in recent hours. And I think that's just really strange. Like, I'm not that obsessed with like United or an Everton that I would sit there for hours on end tweeting and laughing about a rival losing. I probably would throw out the odd tweet and then go, yeah, done. You know, haha, Everton lost. Ha, United lost. And then be done with it. But certain fans have obviously been going on and on and on about it. And this is why I hate certain aspects of modern day football fandom. No one at the beginning of the season was expecting Liverpool to win a Premier League title. And yet, here we are on the cusp of potentially doing that. No one was expecting Liverpool to have any success at all this season. And yet, success could still be on the cards in the form of a Premier League title. Now, two things are wrong with this. A lot of football fans bantering Liverpool yesterday for a loss. I get that. Part of football. I 100% understand that. But for like Arsenal fans to be doing it constantly the way that they are doing it, even certain Tottenham fans maybe, just weird. Because they could have a more successful season than your two teams. If Tottenham don't win the Europa League, They're not getting to a Champions League for next season. That's their only gateway now into the Champions League is by winning the Europa League. And if they don't do that, Newcastle will have had a better season than them. If Newcastle get into the Champions League, and they also have a cup to show for it, and they'll have a better season than Arsenal, even if Arsenal do finish second. So why I've got like those two sets of fans going crazy, I don't necessarily know. And not only that as well, but let's say that Liverpool do win the Premier League. All of a sudden, this Premier League doesn't mean as much. And I mentioned it before when I talked about how people were discussing the quality of the league and how it's constantly going down, it's degrading, it's not as good as what it used to be and all of that kind of stuff. And I said that is an agenda that's been peddled out there by bitter, horrible fans that obviously don't like to see Liverpool win stuff. Everybody else, whenever they win something, no one cares. And then suddenly Liverpool come along and they win a Premier League title. And it's like, oh, it's the COVID title. No one cares. Even though the year after, City win a genuine COVID title. And it's like, well, no one's mentioned that that's a COVID title. And then Liverpool go on and are at this moment in time in pole position to win another Premier League title. And all of a sudden, the narrative switches. Well, we haven't got COVID to blame, so we'll just blame the quality of the league. I saw people on my timeline yesterday, and I don't like doing this because obviously it paints rival fans with the same brush when I kind of say these kinds of things. And that's obviously not true because not everyone thinks this way. But I have rival fans on social media yesterday just say, like, Liverpool are the worst potential champions in the world ever. Like, how can that be? How can that be? It makes no sense to me, any of this kind of narrative that's been peddled out by rival fans. Look, Liverpool yesterday, poor result. But at the same time, we just have to keep moving forward. And obviously, like I say, I've never been more happy to see an international break. Intello, welcome along, my friend. Welcome along to the stream. Hope you are well. And you have a question for me. Do you think Isak is Newcastle's second best striker after Shearer, or is that a stretch? It may be a stretch right now because of longevity. And obviously Shearer won them a Premier League title. So, but as far as second best goes, not necessarily. I don't know Newcastle's history intently as a Newcastle fan would to say whether he would be or not. But scoring the winning goal yesterday pretty much puts him in the history books. So with that being said, it's definitely a long way to go, but it's the right way to go. And it just depends as well. I think it depends on whether Isak stays. I mean, if in the summer Newcastle can maybe go hard in the transfer window, if they can get maybe a few players here and there in certain positions, if they can get maybe an upgrade on that right wing, if they can maybe bring in a backup right back, if they can bring, because I think Kieran Trippier's past it, if they can maybe bring in another solid centre back, if they can maybe bring in a maybe even another midfielder, that's an upgrade on what they have in terms of maybe upgrade in terms of maybe someone that can challenge for the three in midfield. That's better than their depth that they have right now in terms of like your Longstaffs and your Willocks. I think Newcastle could be a surprise contender next season. I really do think they could be. I think they've got a really good squad building up right now. I don't necessarily think Eddie Howe is the guy to maybe get them across that finish line towards where they are Premier League champions. But he could certainly lay the foundations, and then in like maybe a year or two's time after competing consistently, Newcastle could be like, right, we love what you've done. We are not trying to disrespect you in this, but we have a manager that may come in that is an upgrade on you, that can sprinkle a little bit of stardust on this team and get them across the finish line. But you have laid the foundations beautifully for us to get this success. We thank you for our first League Cup in our history, but unfortunately, it's time to move on. I really do think that if Newcastle are able to get past this FFP ridiculousness, start splashing the cash, just upgrade in certain areas, add some quality and depth in certain areas, they really could be contenders as early as next season, the season after. They really, really could. Really do like Newcastle. They've really gone a long way. And I think the only thing that really hindered them was I think they reached their goal of obtaining Champions League football a little too fast. I think that's the only thing that slightly hindered them. And that may sound stupid to say, but what I basically mean by that is that no one was expecting them to get Champions League football when they did. But when they did get it, and then they had the season afterwards where they were competing in the Champions League for at least the first half of the season, they didn't have the bulkiest of squads. They were picking up injuries left, right, and centre. Their league form was slightly declining at certain stages. It left people questioning, well, how did they get top four last season? How did this happen? How did that happen? And people weren't looking at the bigger picture when it came to Newcastle and Eddie Howe. And people were basically taking the success of obtaining the top four last season for granted. So I do think that maybe they were a slight victim of their own success in some ways, but there's no question about it. Eddie Howe has done a fantastic job. I think he's being very underrated, and full credit to Newcastle, to him. And like I say, they're at the beginning. They are still, I know it's been a fair few years since the takeover actually happened, but they are still pretty much at the beginning. And already they've obtained a big trophy, a big accomplishment, and are heading in the right direction. I agree that the FFP rules will probably hinder or stall Newcastle's progress. I mean, we're already seeing that, bro, aren't we? Like, Newcastle didn't really spend much in this. I assume you're a Newcastle fan, right? I'm just going to throw that out. I'm assuming you're a Newcastle fan. But yeah, we already saw, like, in the summer, they weren't really able to spend much. Their only big transfer has been Tonali last year. And even then, obviously, with the ban that he got, he wasn't even allowed to play for the majority of last season. So there were some issues that Newcastle ran into, for sure. No, bro, I think Eddie Howe can get them a Premier League. We need an English manager. I mean, yes, I agree. It would be nice to have an English manager actually win the Premier League for a change. I mean, there's not that many decent English managers out there, unfortunately. One or two, like Eddie Howe, on the prospect of maybe becoming that guy. But yeah, I agree. It would be nice, but unfortunately, English managers, the level of quality isn't exactly as high as certain other countries, unfortunately. But yes, it would be nice to see an English manager take that route. Eddie Howe certainly could be that guy. I liked him when he was at Bournemouth, and when he got sacked at Bournemouth, he seemed to fall out of a lot of people's line of vision, I guess. A lot of people didn't really respect him. A lot of people still didn't actually fell out of love with him. There was a lot of people that were saying that he could have gone on to this club and that club when he was at Bournemouth. And then his final season seemingly put a lot of people off him. And I said, no, you look at the bigger picture again, you'll see why things started to kind of go stale and fall off a little bit at Bournemouth. And then he took like a year out, and then he went back to Newcastle, and it's been brilliant. it's been brilliant since then. And like I say, full credit to Newcastle for taking the chance on him, and full credit to Eddie Howe for taking up that opportunity. Oh, you're a Spurs fan. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, my dad's a Spurs fan, so yeah. Just want to know. I just want to know, Ange in or Ange out? I just want to know, just because I'm keen to understand what the current situation is with the Spurs fan base. I'm always like looking over that. I've done a fair few videos on Postecoglou on Spurs this season. I'm assuming maybe your answer to Ange in or Ange out relies on the Europa League status and whether or not you win that, right? Just throwing that out there. But yeah, Newcastle, brilliant job yesterday. Liverpool, like I say, we've got a fair few things we need to work on. It was never going to be perfect. And the problem I have is rival fans and media outlets that have been pushing this narrative of quadruples and trebles and doubles. Again, nobody expected us to do anything this season. And then all of a sudden, because things start to go well, the narrative then changes. And the narrative basically goes, Liverpool could do this season and win the quadruple. Liverpool could do this. I haven't seen any other football team, any other club, have that pressure thrown upon them. Even Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, like, they've done the domestic treble, and they've also done the treble during his time as manager. I've never seen anybody push the narrative so hard on City that they should be winning a quadruple, that they should be doing the treble every season, that they should be doing at least a double to have a successful season. I've never seen that. But apparently on Liverpool, because it's peddled out by media outlets, and it's one reason why I hate Sky Sports so much, even though I actually fund it by, watching it. It's so frustrating. And then rival fans jump on it and they add more fuel to the fire. And I'm not saying that certain Liverpool fans don't do this, because certain Liverpool fans obviously do buy into all that talk about quads and trebles and doubles. But oh my God, it's so frustrating seeing it. And then when we don't do it, inevitably, because we don't have the right squad for it, and real football fans and real Liverpool fans that actually see the club for what it is, don't buy into that narrative. It's so frustrating when everyone turns around and goes, "Oh, you didn't win it. You thought you were going to win it." No one did. No one did. It was a narrative pushed out there by stupid media outlets that are just trying to create conversation, clicks and likes and whatever else malarkey that kind of stuff is. And then rival fans are adding more fuel to the fire. The same rival fans, by the way, who would claim that football is ruined if Mohamed Salah wins the Ballon d'Or. Salah isn't as good as what everybody says he is, but then also say that Liverpool will fall off if Salah goes. Well, what is it then? Because either Salah is amazing or Salah is crap, and that Liverpool as a unit are very good because of how we're doing in the league this season. So, which one is it? Basically, I did this live stream just because I got a lot of random stuff that I want to talk about. I'm Anjin if he wins the Europa League. Fair enough. I mean, I would say that Liverpool. I'd say that Tottenham. I'd say that a piece of silverware is pretty much all you can really hope for, isn't it, mate? I guess it just relies on trophies, which I get. I 100% get. Yo, Jordan, come on. Of course you can, bro. Of course you can. I'll post a link in the chat right now for you, dude. I'm interested to have your take on yesterday, my friend. I hope you are well. My friend. I hope you are recovering from yesterday. I just think because Man City was such a freakish team for a couple of years, I think Liverpool are the only ones that can compete Man City. That's why there's so much pressure on Liverpool. I also think it's probably because like we were 3 games off completing a treble. Because we were 3 games off completing a treble a few years ago, that talk has seemingly whirlwinded to obviously now. Like, you know, if Aston Villa had held their nerve, in the in the final game of the season, we could have gone on and won the Premier League if Courtois hadn't have had the game of his life in that Champions League final. We would have won the Champions League. Like, those 2 games just had just moments in them that obviously turned against us. Unfortunate, yes, but we were so close to a quad that ever since that talk has obviously transpired, it's led to the quad talk now being linked with Liverpool a lot more, I think. Joining me right now, the one and only Mr. Jordan Hyman. Hey, my bro, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm really good, man. I'm really good.
Good. How were
Really
you
good,
after
man.
yesterday, my friend?
So, man, I have to say, man, Newcastle United, they really deserve it. I have to say credit to them, indeed. It's been a while. They never won a trophy, and congrats to them, man. Congrats to them. We know how to
Oh,
win this kind of cup, but Newcastle United, man, they really boss us around from start to finish. Big up to Dan Burn and Alexander Isak. These guys, man, they're good. They're good. And also the leadership, the captain of Bruno Gomares. He really put out the captain performance out there against us yesterday. But yeah, man, congrats to them, man. Congrats. They deserve it. Really.
they really did, on and off the pitch. On and off the pitch, I would say, because their fans travelled in their numbers, as you'd expect. They were loud, they were passionate. The players seemingly fed off of that energy. And it was, I wish it wasn't at our expense, but it was brilliant to see from their point of view. Um, what did you make of the way that Arnie Slot set up yesterday? What did you make of certain tactical decisions? Because I thought Newcastle were brilliant. You've already mentioned Bruno Guimaraes. I said in my review yesterday that I thought I thought that Joe Linton had one of the most disciplined games that I've ever seen from Joe Linton. I thought he was absolutely brilliant yesterday. And obviously the defence was solid. Isak was relentless up front. But what did you make of us? Did you see anything from us that you thought we could have done better? Was it just Newcastle being way too good?
No,
What did you make of us yesterday?
for me, man, if Connor Bradley wasn't injured, right, we would have played him at right back because look at Kwanzaa. I'm not sure if Kwanzaa right back, and at the way I saw him played yesterday,
Who would
I was in my mind said if
uh,
Bradley just was just fit, I think he could have a chance of stopping these crosses coming into Dan Burn and stuff, helping us. We could, if he was playing, we could have bring the game into extra time and penalty shoot because we always know that Collier is a shot stopper. And this will be the first time that Newcastle United will take a penalty against a keeper like Collier. And this will have been a chance for us to win another trophy in the Carabao Cup. But man, Guanza, man, I don't know. He's trying to run, but he's not like Trent. Trent would have run down the flank and he's trying to do like Trent, but he's not on their level. But yeah, well, Kwanzaa is Kwanzaa. I'm shocked to see him at right back, man. I'm so shocked. But the leadership of Van Dijk, I see Virgil was really upset because I don't know what Kwanzaa was doing, trying to defend. Yes, he played as a centre back for us, but you're at right back. You're feeling for Trent for the time being until he returns. And we can see from a corner kick to score. We should have even, we know that Dan Burn is tall. And our player probably like a bit short. Van Dijk is taller as well. But we should have cleared that header, that crossing. Because if that never happened, we would have going to half time break at nil. Try to come back out. Everybody would say we are a second half team. We know how to come back. Where are we going to come back? And in the late minute, in the 70th minute, you're telling me that Arnestat is putting on Harvey Elliott and Federico Chiesa. If those guys, if they didn't get playing, I think we would have won that game if those two did start. They cannot put in those two players on, and we are behind and getting closer to losing another title. And you're putting on Federico Chiesa, and Federico Chiesa save us. We never have enough time. 8 minutes of stoppages. We don't have enough time to try to make it 2-2 to put it in the extra time. But Slot should have do better, man, in the second half. Stop put on Elliott and Federico Chiesa in mid 50 there, so make it sub early. Cannot wait until when we are losing. And no one even marking Isaac. Isaac just get a clear chance and just put it past Kalien. Kalien have no chance of saving that. But congrats to Eddie Howe and his team.
Yeah, man. Intello giving some big love to Big Jordan. Love it. Go and subscribe to Jordan Hyman's YouTube channel. It's he's doing some really good stuff over there. I'm pretty sure you guys will like it. Do give him all the love and support that you can. Also, Intello does go and say that, by the way, I know I came late, but Fletch, did you say that? Did you say why Liverpool wasn't that good against Newcastle in the Cup yesterday? We just got out coached. We just got out coached yesterday, and a large part of it was down to what Jordan was saying in terms of we didn't set up right. Our defending from set pieces was just so backwards. Why we are allowing one of the smallest players on the pitch in Alexis McAllister to mark the 6'5" absolute giant unit that is Dan Burn is absolutely beyond me. And it wasn't even in our just our defensive display either. Attacking wise, we had nothing. Newcastle just shifted everybody over to the left-hand side where Mo Salah was obviously being occupied. They pushed Livramento forward to spring a counter-attack, and they had Dan Burn occupy the space that we wanted to get Mo Salah into. So we were just going long ball up to Salah. And do you really think a 5'10", 5'11", however tall Salah is going to win a header against a 6'5" Dan Burn? It just didn't make any sense to me. Dan Burn was winning every first ball, and then the tenacious midfield of Tonali, Joelinton, or Bruno was just winning the second ball with ease. Our midfield was getting bypassed constantly. We were just not set up entirely to win that game, and Newcastle wanted it more. They were more tenacious than us. They were more physical than us. They were smarter than us. Every single aspect of a game of football yesterday, they were just so much better than us. And I said it yesterday, the score of 2-1 really did flatter us, I believe.
Yeah.
Intello says, personally, I would have started Darwin for a match like this. I know, controversial. I mean, he couldn't have done any worse than Jota did yesterday. I don't know, man. I think Jota, Nunez, and Diaz are out the door for me, bro. What do you think?
Jota Nunez, man. Yeah, for real, man. And I'm seeing like Salah, just thinking about Salah there. He has been disappearing like nothing else. We don't know if he's on the field or I don't know if the president know if he's on the pitch. Because we're trying to find our team is trying to find him. He's nowhere to be found. He just disappeared. We don't even see him. The only time I see him get one touch was in the second half, going to the end of the game. So just disappeared. But yeah, Nunez and Chatham. No man. That chance, I don't know what Chatham was trying to do. Either he was trying to do a bicycle kick, but it wasn't working properly. So I'm not sure that if that skill is really worth for him to try, but yeah, Nunez, if he starts, we know him very good. He will get a chance and put it over the crossbar. But yeah, I think it's time for those guys to go, man. We need someone that can really come in and really get the ball into the net, so we can
Mm.
really trust score goals. I think those guys, time for them to leave, man.
Les, I think it is a gap in quality. I think it is a gap in depth. And I think, as I mentioned earlier on the stream, I think certain players have passed their use by date. I think Diaz has passed his use by date. I think Robertson has, Simicast has. I think it is time that 6 or 7 of these players left the club and we get a bit of a squad overhaul in the summer. I think Slot's done brilliantly well to mask over and paper over certain cracks and certain weaknesses that certain individuals and certain members of this team have towards where we are top of the league, 12 points clear of Arsenal. But in certain games where you need players to step up, they didn't. And like I say, I think the setup yesterday was wrong. I think the way that we played yesterday was wrong because Newcastle found it very, very easy. The one time we did get Salah on the ball, he created the opportunity where he crossed it for Diaz, who headed it back to Jota. Other than that, we didn't really create too much with Salah, and we needed to rely in the second half, just throwing caution to the wind and putting all of our attacking options on. Curtis Jones forces a decent save from Nick Pope. Then we actually get the goal down to Harvey Elliott and Chiesa. Newcastle found it easy to defend, and I think a big part of that was because they saw Liverpool's attackers. Salah's on that side. They want to get the ball to him. We'll just put everybody on that side. We'll double up on Salah, triple up on Salah occasionally, and then we'll leave everybody else man to man. Now, realistically, if you're doubling or tripling up on someone, that should leave someone free. But our attacking options are somewhat weak at times, that Newcastle were literally just getting the ball, winning the second ball, and then every time that Diaz or Jota did get the ball, they weren't worried because the quality just isn't there. The quality just isn't there from them, unfortunately. And that's why I say I think certain members of this team are past it. As unfortunate and as horrible as it is to say, and obviously I want to kind of try and be as positive as I can be, and I want to try and obviously not lose faith in any member of this team. But the cold harsh reality is that certain members of this team just not good enough.
Yeah.
Just in certain cases, in certain games, just ultimately not good enough. What do you make now for the rest of the season? Because there's only Premier League obviously still to play for. We weren't meant to be in this position at the beginning of the season. No one really backed us to. We're 12 points clear as things stand going into an international break, which I think has been definitely needed as far as what rest and recovery goes for the rest of the season. Do we have enough to go over the finish line? We obviously need only 5 more wins to go.
Yeah, I mean, 15 points, right? 15 points cleared at this moment. So I win for us next month. We're not returning back till next month. But yeah, it looks to me like we don't really the guys don't really want us to win this cup. They really want to win the Premier League, and yeah, because we have so that means that our main focus will be on the Premier League title. We lost so much titles to be won by us. Indeed, the FA Cup we lost the Carabao Cup yesterday, and we got knocked out by PSG. But this is the only trophy now that is in our sight right now. It's the only one that left. So yeah, I think this will be the only chance. We have to go for it. Indeed, we have to go after it, and I'll I'm looking forward for us to go and lift that trophy. But we have to try again. We have to try again for the new season. We need to getting players in. Because if we're getting players in the summer after the Premier League season finish, we have to try again, and we have to win something come when the new season starts again. But yes, it looks to me like the team we're looking forward to the Premier League, indeed, because we're getting close to the end of the season. I don't know because we have upcoming game next month, and then the Premier League season after the end of the season is coming up as well. Arsenal is traveling to our yard for God of Honor, so I'm not sure if their fans are up for it, but they have to do it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finish off April. Despite we're now on international break, we should have we finish off this month, but next now it's April. But yeah, we need to continue win, and well we cannot be catch. We cannot be catch at this rate. I don't know if anyone can catch us. It's hard to be caught. But yeah, let's just go for the league title and celebrate our 20th trophy level with the Red Devils Man United. So indeed, so let's just go for it, man. Despite we lost that trophy, indeed. So yeah,
Because it sounds perfect when you say it like that. Intello here with a comment. He says that you will most likely win the title, but if you don't, the hounding you will get online will be hilarious. Yeah, I mean, if we were to bottle it from this point, I think I'll have to go hiding all summer. I think I'll have to go to the far depths of wherever where there's no internet connection, there is no nothing, and I will have to hide there throughout the entirety of the summer and then come back and act like nothing had happened because there's no way you can be this far ahead at this stage in the season and then lose it from this point. And I'm just praying and hoping we get across the finish line. But I was talking earlier about the remaining games that we had, and I've just been having a look at Arsenal's games. So in the week that we have, in the week that we're back, in the week that the Premier League resumes, Arsenal have Fulham, then Everton. We have them the other way round. We have Everton first, then Fulham. Then they have the Champions League game against Real Madrid. Then they have Brentford sandwiched between the first and second leg. Then afterwards, they'll have Ipswich, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, us, Newcastle, and then Southampton to end the season. Realistically, they have the easiest set of fixtures. Fulham and Everton could be tricky. Fulham definitely could be tricky. Everton, I imagine their fans will probably actually want to help Arsenal in any way they can. So they wouldn't actually mind probably rolling over for Arsenal in all honesty. Brentford could be awkward, but at the same time, I still would expect Arsenal to win. Ipswich, they may already be down by that point, with all due respect. So that might be a bit of a dead game for them. Crystal Palace, I think they'll be middle of the table, safe and sound. There's nothing really their expectation to progress higher, but there's also no jeopardy of them going any lower. Bournemouth, they still could be in contention for European football at that point, so they may have something to play for. Obviously, that could be the title wrapped up by then, but just in case it isn't, Liverpool, of course, our club, obviously speaks for itself. Then there's Newcastle, who themselves are battling for European football, so there could still be something there for the Magpies. And then Southampton on the final day of the season. They're already down, unfortunately, but again, it's a very easy final game of the season for Arsenal. And when you consider that we obviously got Everton, Fulham, we'll have Chelsea in there. We've got obviously Arsenal themselves. We've got Spurs. I think we've got West Ham early on as well. Leicester.
right.
How do you see where do you think Liverpool will win the title if we win the title? That is.
The last time that we were become champion, I remember when Chelsea beat City. Did they help us or become champion? And they have to play Chelsea on the last day and win the trophy, lift the trophy. If this is gonna be interesting though because it just be alone at the top of the standing looking down at the team that are battling for top four and Champions League qualification. Arsenal they have to say man have to give them respect, no doubt. They will face Real Madrid, but look, going to Santiago Bernabeu is a message for Real Madrid, for Arsenal fans. I know you guys are doing a very fantastic job doing out in the Premier League, getting knocked out and also doing well. Santiago Bernabeu is not an easy ground to go to. We have history with that ground, and when Vinny comes up, he's gonna turn up. So I hope anything can happen. I'm gonna watch that game. I want to see if Arsenal can really, if they can make a shocking win at home against the 50 time announcer at their yard. I'm gonna be shocked. I'm gonna say this it's done for Real Madrid. It could be Arsenal winning Champions League, um but we have to see what happens with them in their both legs of the Champions League. It's not an easy ground to go to. And Carlo Ancelotti facing Mikel. And the Arsenal fans will be traveling to Santiago Bernabeu. And yeah, if you want to beat a team like that, I don't know how. It's gonna be difficult, but I want to see if they can really beat Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu in the Champions League on the second leg on the 9th of April. That's next month. So the first leg will be on the 8th and the second leg will be on the 9th. But I wish them all the best. But for us, as I said, man, I think if we have to see who's going to drop points. Who's going to drop points in the Premier League? We're not going to worry about Arsenal. Arsenal is okay. We have to worry to see if City will drop points. If they drop points, I think they're done. They're done when them done. And we know we have our final game against Palace. So if we beat Crystal Palace, we're champions. We have to see what happens on May 25. If anyone beats City and anything happens in the Arsenal game, if we win by amount of goals, we're champions. We know we are cleared. If we win our last game against Palace, we win the league. So we hope City drop points on the final day of the Premier League against whoever they play.
See, I personally think we have won it, but obviously we need to get across that finish line. The reason why I say that is because I don't necessarily trust Arsenal to go pretty much perfect between now and the end of the season. I hope I'm not speaking too soon on this, but I know that we will drop points because it would be crazy to say that with 9 games remaining of the season, we're going to win all 9. I know we won't. I can see us dropping points, even against one of Everton or Fulham. I think one of them will probably take points off us just because it's the nature of the beast. However, do I necessarily see Arsenal winning all 9 of their games? No. Will they probably have to win all 9 of their games for them to actually win the Premier League title? Probably. They could probably afford to drop one game. Other than that, I think they would need to be perfect. We have a bigger margin for error is basically what I'm saying. And I'm hoping that obviously we do get across the finish line. I think I'm pretty sure we can. I'm hoping we can. But I think what it comes down to is just obviously who drops the least amount of points. I know we're not exactly in the best of form right now. We've had a pretty tough week, but I think the international break has come at a perfect time for us, and then we can rest, recover for the most part, and then when we're back, get some training done, get on that training ground, get back together as a unit, as a team, and go again for the final stretch of the season. And the beauty is, and the thing that I'm looking forward to is the fact that May 25th, I believe you said it was May 25th, didn't you? The final day of the season, wasn't it? May 25th, the final day of this season, is exactly 20 years from Istanbul in 2005. So the night that we won our 5th Champions League in Istanbul, the incredible miracle that was, 20 years later, we could be lifting the Premier League title at Anfield on that very same day. So, and obviously, if we win it between now and then, we'll obviously won't get our hands on it until then. But yeah, it's just weird how these coincidences happen. So fingers crossed that actually does materialize and work out. Intello says, but as a Spurs fan, don't let these lot down the road win the title, please. Arsenal fans already have huge egos. Oh, believe me, bro. I already know. Believe me. Not all Arsenal fans don't want to, I'm not saying all Arsenal fans, but certain ones online are a little strange. They're the ones that go on combined 11s with Real Madrid and put about 10 Arsenal players in. Those are strange ones. But yeah, it's been a pretty disappointing week for Liverpool, hasn't it? Yeah. Knocked out the Champions League and then knocked out of the Carabao Cup. Yeah, not ideal. So, international breaks upon us. We've talked a little bit about what is ahead of us. We talked about yesterday. How would you rate the season so far? How would you rate Arnie Slot? How would you rate some of the players? How would you rate it all so far?
Rate this so far. I'm going to say 7.
I'm assuming that rises depending on if we get across the finish line or not.
Yeah, I want to see us go across that line.
Yep, I agree. I couldn't agree more. It's it's annoying because, like I say, I think the international break come at the right time, but I just want to get this title wrapped up. To be honest, I just want to get this title hopefully wrapped up and put a nice little bow on it. It would be ideal. So you've gone with like a 7 that could climb depending on if obviously we get across the finish line or not. What about certain players? Do you see certain players maybe leaving in the summer? What about certain players that maybe Liverpool have their eye on? What would you say is the future of the Liverpool squad looking like in your personal view?
For me, I'm getting getting some good news from my friends and that support Arsenal. Despite we battle on the field against each other with our clubs, but I'm really getting some news from them and out about Isak joining Liverpool. So yeah, I'm also hearing about Kimmich and those guys, Frimpong. Well, yeah, too. If we get any one of those guys, man, and also player that leaving, hearing about that club that that Neymar used to play for that once Darwin rejected the offer, so we'll see indeed. But if anybody want and look, man, I'm hearing like Salah say he want to leave. I'm not really sure if it's true because I think he's getting tired of playing with Nunes because every minute he gives Nunes chance to score, he's not putting them away. If it was Bobby Firmino, I think he would put away that chance. But I think Salah is getting tired of Nunes at this rate. So if he left, he had done everything for us, joining us, winning Champions League, done what he can. Indeed. So if he left, we will remember him in our mind. Indeed. So what he done, but yeah. So if anybody will leave, if Salah goes, I know the only thing is really worrying him is about the contract. If we will give him the contract, because after May finish and we win the league, we want to see if he will sign a new deal, or I'm not sure what Ernest does, because probably Ernest would say probably he's not going to get the contract. Few players that doesn't even sign a new contract like that Diaz probably go to Barcelona. I'm not even some news that is not even true. So yeah, well I think Salah just think he probably looking like he wants to leave, but well, hope him make a decision after the season finish if he will stay, because the fans them really loves him. And if we play Man United again next time again, who's gonna be over the right to score that brilliant goal, scoring bangers and stuff? He's the only one that we can depend on. He love to score against Manu, but if we lose him, who should we put over there? We know Dam is good over there as well. He used to play for RB Leipzig over there as well. But who should we play over there? Because losing Salah, nobody cannot replace Salah. There's only one Salah. So losing him, what else should we do? What else should we do? He's the one. He's scoring this goal. Look, I don't see the players scoring this amount of goals like he does. We know Haaland, yes, he's young. He's a teenager. He's playing for City. We're losing Salah. Who's going to be over there for us? And he's now taking penalties for us. So if he left, we have to go in the transfer window, and I want to see if we can get getting players in. We don't get any players in January, and I want to see we bring in someone in the summer, someone that have experience of a Premier League, not outside of Premier League. Nunez is not. He's just learning. That's why Salah doesn't want to play along with him. Salah have no problem with Maka because he has the experience, but he have experience he don't have experience with Diaz, Gakpo, and Nunez. Shatta is okay, but it's time for if they want to left, man, they can left. If Salah left, who else? We should get someone.
Yeah,
And I'm not seeing anyone out there.
like I say, we've been starved of players these past couple of transfer windows. No one in the winter, only Chiesa in the summer. Of course, got Mamadashvili coming in this summer. So it's going to be interesting to see how the goalkeeping situation changes at Liverpool.
Yes, talking about that. The goalkeeper, Valencia. He's coming to us in the summer. Collier could be leaving. So if we get this goalkeeper from Valencia, this should be interesting.
I mean, allegedly that's something like 20, 25 million that he's coming to us for. So we get him. We see what happens with Alisson and Kelleher. I'd imagine Kelleher does go. I think it's for the betterment of Kelleher's career that he does go. He's too good to be sat on the bench week in, week out. But yeah, fair play to him.
And Ali also getting old. So you're not really see him making saves. I'm not really seeing him. The Alisson that I know, man, he steps up and makes saves from penalty shootout in anything.
Weirdly injury prone as well, isn't he? For a goalkeeper, every single season he seemingly manages to pull something or get some sort of injury. It's very strange to me. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And like I said, you've got the contract situation with Trent, Virgil, and Salah. I'd imagine Trent probably leaves. But the longer it drags out, it could be all three.
Yeah, if you go to Madrid, man, he don't need to go to Real Madrid. He's born in Liverpool. He grew up in Liverpool. You don't need to go to Real Madrid. So if he can go to Real Madrid, I will play Real Madrid. He could even score a free kick against us. And this one now, when he starts scoring a free kick against us, I don't think he's gonna celebrate against us if he join Real Madrid. If
we ever met in celebrate. Yeah, I don't think he ever would. But
he would not.
Inzella says, well, that's of course that you mentioned. I hope you do lift that title on that day. Yeah, it would be incredible. 20 years after Istanbul will be a 20th title. Again, it's just weird the way the universe does produce these kinds of things. It will be years until you get a player like Salah again. Maybe that's always the that's always the worry. That's always the worry that maybe we won't get someone who's like individually brilliant like Salah. But I mean, we could take the PSG model, which was get rid of their superstars and actually build a proper, more balanced team, shall we say? So there's always that
PSG,
possibility.
PSG stars. I mean, like when him there, we could try it. Osman Dembele or when
Dembele,
him
Kvaratskhelia,
our coverage skill. Yeah,
yeah, man.
anyone up there.
More,
But
they're just more balanced than they fit.
coverage should have join us. I don't know when go to PSG. I mean, even join PSG and he not doing crap.
I would absolutely have adored and loved him at Liverpool. I would have absolutely loved to have seen him go from Napoli.
I think right now, if we did have coverage skill at Liverpool, do you think so? We would have knocked up PSG long time ago if we did have him.
I would have loved it. I would have loved it. Come on, Alisson can be your Buffon, but you said he's injury prone, so I agree with you. His time at Liverpool I'm not saying his time at Liverpool is done. I still think maybe there can be a one or 2 years. I think maybe if we keep Alisson for the next couple of years, bleed Mamadashvili into the Liverpool team slowly but surely over that time, given the cups for a year, and then bleed him into the Premier League because certain goalkeepers don't often take to the Premier League instantly. Mamadashvili maybe not is maybe going to fall in that category as well. So keep Alisson. Like I say, he will get game time, Mamadashvili, because there will be rotation, and like I say, Alisson doesn't exactly have the best injury record. But there's no doubt about it that the goalkeeper situation is probably on the verge of changing at Liverpool, amongst maybe other things as well. Like I say, the contract situation is no closer to being cleared up. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Nunes is gone in the summer, definitely. I think Jota's probably gone in the summer as well. Diaz is potentially gone as well. I think the left-back situation needs to be completely changed. I think both Tsimikas and Robertson have had their time. There's talk that Harvey Elliott could have fallen out of favour. There's talk that Chiesa could still be done, despite obviously what happened yesterday. And obviously with him only just coming into Liverpool as well. So there's a fair few big question marks surrounding certain players that obviously as time progresses, we will understand more and more from. And Telo goes, how about Trent? That's the big question. He's still young. There seems to be just this weird sort of aura around the Trent situation right now. I've not really seen Arne Slot talk about it the way that he's talked about the kind of Salah and Virgil situation. He seemingly goes, yeah, I want Virgil and Salah to stay for next season at least. There doesn't seem to be anything like that with Trent. Maybe I've missed it somewhere. Maybe it's sort of gone through my line of vision, maybe. I don't know. But I've not really seen him talk about Trent the same way that he talked about Salah and...
Yeah, talking about Trent there, because the game that we played against Manchester United, he was trying to pass to his team, Liverpool player, and he passed it, and I'm also hearing the fans of Liverpool say, sign the contract. Sign the contract. They're booing him. He's getting I don't know if it's Jude that he want to join. Trent have to think. Trent have to sit down and say, look, I do not want to be a Real Madrid player. This is my home. I go here. I play for the club. The club depends on me. And I'm the vice captain. If we lose him, who's going to be the vice captain for us? Yeah, we normally see Salah wearing the captain and banner in pre-season. Salah's going to leave, take a new contract. Who's going to be out there to be the vice captain? Who's going to be out there to be the new vice captain?
I mean, if Salah does stay, I probably would say Salah vice captain. But if not,
What
you're probably looking at maybe a Maybe a Canate or maybe a McAllister.
I mean, I have no problem with Alexis. I don't have no. And for talking about Maka,
Yeah, man.
you realize that
Vice-
this will be his second trophy since he won the World Cup in Qatar with Argentina. He enjoying us to win trophy. And it looks to me like he's finally say what he have to say. He was really correct. And when he join us, he look at our trophy cabinet, see the trophy that we won, and he said, you know what, this club really a club for me to win a trophy. I know lifting a trophy on May 22nd, 25, that is 24-25 season, it will be his first. I'm happy. His first trophy since he left Brighton. Not doing nothing for Brighton, not winning nothing for Brighton. And he's gonna win a trophy with us. Same thing for Caicedo. You see, I don't know if he was at our club, this would have happened with him as well. We'll be lifting his first trophy. Eh? Mark is at us. He's gonna win his first trophy. What is Caicedo doing at Chelsea? Will he win nothing? I'm not sure if he will even win a trophy. We we have one Argentine good. So why we never bring Caicedo in at Chelsea? I look like Julian Alvarez wants to come back to Premier League. I'm happy for Maka. I really do. Despite yes, he's played for us. I'm happy for him. Finally,
He's,
Jim has come.
he's definitely a quality player. I think he goes a bit underrated, to be honest, by not just Liverpool fans, but I think rival fans as well. I think he's criminally underrated.
Because since he joined us, Fletch, we're not letting our new players take a chance to take penalties. Why sir not let all right. I take penalties every single year for Liverpool. Let me just give somebody else a chance. Give Maka free kick. Trent, give Maka a chance. We know he probably will take it. He can take free kick. We need to let Maka take free kick, man.
Salah's after
We
that
need
goal.
someone like free kick. Oh yeah, well, he's gonna win a trophy with us. I'm happy about that. And
I mean,
the trophy is coming to Merseyside.
you do touch on a very good point though. As well as new signings being brought in the summer, I'd love us to go out there and get a set piece coach, because the amount of set pieces we have does not correlate with the goals that we score from them, because the goals are very, very rare from set pieces. We definitely need to work on our set pieces over the summer, because we don't score enough. We have a lot of set pieces, but we don't score from them. The amount of times that I see Andy Robertson take a corner in swinging from the right hand side and it hits the first man, I'm done with it. The amount of times that we have a set piece from the right hand side and it just doesn't do anything for us, I'm done with it. We only seem to score some set pieces when we're like 3 or 4-0 up. And by then, it doesn't necessarily matter. So if we can work on our set pieces in the summer, that will be perfect. But until then, I'd love just like I say, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Intello asks if we can give them Ryan Gravenberch, because he really likes the player, and I bet he will cost a lot. I mean,
Ryan Gravenberch.
Let me think about that.
But for me, I don't sure if you're gonna put price tag on him. Well,
I mean, that's
because I'm now seeing the Ryan Gravenberch from Bayern Munich. Because I know I've seen that before.
I mean,
when he was at Bayern Munich, he does that. That skill was just too good. I don't know how he did that. He does that and chip it over and then go around the player. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah. It's,
I think he brings out. I think he have that for long, and like in this case, like, I'm gonna bring up my skill. If you guys don't see me do my skill before, this is how I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna let the guys see. And he did it. He did it last year. I think he did it last year in Euros. And now indeed for us. That was excellent. I really this is Ryan Gravy Birch. Um the three Dutchies man doing a very fantastic job indeed. Indeed. So I'm happy. I'm happy. We're going for another cup win under Premier League. But we as fans, we want it. But for the newcomers that joining the club, it will be their first. Gravenberch, as when name they bring up about him there. Maka as well. Teddy, Lucho, Gakpo, Nunes, and this will be their first. And Endo, it will be their first. But for us, the player that was playing for us before them come in won it. So we have to make these newcomers
First,
celebrate and enjoy themselves and
yeah.
see how it goes. Yeah, so we're helping them and now they're just getting it and they're probably telling them, man, oh, this is my first time going to get a gold medal. I never get a gold medal before. I
First
think
league
they're
title.
saying it they're saying it in their mind. They're saying it in their mind, say this will be my first. Salah knows about it, Salah don't have to say nothing about it. Van Dijk knows about it. Trent knows about it. Alisson, they don't have to worry about that as well. But come on, just thinking, oh, this is it, the experience. If we just do
But
what these old players does, we don't have any problem. Go for number 20 and these guys. Wow. I think they're going to be celebrating bus champagne while it could be us. Oh my word.
Really,
I'll be celebrating. I'll be celebrating. I'll be saying bye bye. Yes. Here it comes. And I know when I go live on that day, I think my chat will be full with Arsenal fans. Oh Jordan, congratulations, you won the league. Oh my word. I think on that day when I'm doing the match reaction, you'll be seeing my chat full of Arsenal fans coming out to congrats me. Congrats us. They will be happy if not City winning. It's us. Well, my chat will be packed. Oh my word. This why they don't
we
not win the league. They challenge. But well my word.
we shall
Just
see how it goes. But yeah, that sounds wonderful. That sounds brilliant.
oh yeah,
Hey Zion, how
let's
you doing, bro? Hope you are well. Hope you are doing well on this Monday afternoon.
um subscribe to me, bro. Oh yeah, Suarez. That is good. He was in Jamaica here, play with Inter Miami. So with his club him and Messi. But yeah. But well, let's focus on we're getting closer and closer, so I'm happy where we're at and I'm looking for another trophy to add it to my collection. Despite I don't add the
I,
Champions League, the FA, or the Carabao Cup, but if this come home to us, I'm happy.
I, and that's kind of a good note as well because, like, it's like I said earlier, it's important as Liverpool fans we don't get too carried away with this whole success is basically based off winning more than one trophy. We have to obviously recognize and realize and also remember where we currently are. And this is Arne Slot's first season with Liverpool, his first season in the Premier League, his first season at a new club, his first season in taking over from our best manager in the Premier League era. And he has done brilliantly in terms of where we are right now. Like, it can still get better because obviously we can then mathematically confirm a title win. But right now, to say that he's had no new players, unless you want to count Chiesa, but even then, Chiesa's barely played this season. To say that he's had to basically use the squad that he adopted from Jurgen Klopp last season when he took over, to say that he has had no new signings, to say that he's had to sort of use the players that he's had, to say that he's had to makeshift Ryan Gravenberch into a more DM position,
Um,
and
so that
you
means
know also had to
that means
raise the profile from like
so,
Gakpo and
oh,
whoever else.
so
I
I see
think
something now.
He's done brilliant.
I see something now. Federico Chiesa is one of the transfer search that is on the start. So if you get rid of the signings that Jurgen Klopp have before, he could bring in one of his. Because I'm just thinking. So if Salah goes, you have to bring in someone that played for Fernand to join us. I see what's going to go on. If I think he could keep Maka at Liverpool. I think he will get rid of Darwin because Darwin not even Darwin is getting on his top of videos. I think Darwin is giving him headaches. I think he will get rid of Darwin. I think he will get rid of Luis Diaz, Shutter.
Yeah, they all have.
I think he will get rid of those guys. I think he will get rid of Darwin. Because in this interview, I seen this blazing Darwin Nunes. So, and for Darwin Nunes, man, I see we should have never go for, if we did go for Holland, I would never have no problem. Guys, so I give him the ball because I heard Alan says that that if he joins Liverpool, he would have played with Salah. I heard what he said in his interview. If you hear this interview, Fletch, he said he wanted to leave City to join. He wanted to play with Salah. Salah said he wanted to play with Haaland as well. If we get rid of Nunes, I think the fans will have been happy. We need somebody that can score goals, man. Somebody that have. If somebody play the Bundesliga, I don't have any problem. Bring them in. Bring that player in. Bring him in. Right. If it's gonna be anyone. Gravenberch is good at DM. He's very good at DM.
Gravenberch at DM, what a waste. I mean, he's good in that position, but he's literally a skilled tactical player. Well, there are two types of DMs. There's the ones that are like destroyers, and there are the ones that are very good with the ball at their feet. They dictate play, and they just keep things moving. Gravenberch is very good at carrying the ball. He's very good at beating the press. He's very good at turning defense into attack. And as well as that, he's very good at winning the ball back for us. He's got a little bit of everything from a DM that I think we kind of need, especially in this position. The only thing I will say is that I think he's played too many games this season, and I think a large part of that is because we don't have anybody else to somewhat come in and cover for him. So I think that's where we can strengthen as well. And just to kind of end things on, bro, over the weekend, we were linked with a certain Julian Alvarez, currently at Atletico Madrid, of course, formerly of Manchester City. There was talk last year that we were trying to secure a deal with City. We were tempted by using Luis Diaz as a counterweight. But there is talk that maybe this summer we could reignite our interest in the Argentine. Is this a move that you would like to see maybe come to fruition this summer? Or do you think it's best that we look elsewhere?
Oh, Alvarez.
Yeah, Julian Alvarez, yeah.
Oh, my word. God. This guy is just amazing, man. This guy is amazing. With his really playing style at Man City. Wow. For me, man, I'll take him. I think if he comes to us, wow, man. I think we could give him a number. Probably number. He's wearing that number at Atletico Madrid. So any number we gave him at Liverpool, I'll take him. I don't have any problem with this because if we get Julio Alvarez, my DP on my YouTube will have him in Liverpool jersey. I want him at Liverpool to put him on my YouTube. My word.
I too would love him at Liverpool. I don't think we'll do it because I don't necessarily trust FSG. I don't necessarily trust Richard Hughes or Michael Edwards. But I agree. I would absolutely love and adore Julian Alvarez at Liverpool next season. I rated him when he was at City. I think it was unfortunate that he was just stuck behind, obviously, one of the best finishers in world football right now in Erling Haaland. But whenever this guy did play, absolutely adored him. Absolutely adored the way that he played. And I thought he was absolutely brilliant. And Intello here says, nah, you ain't getting Alvarez. I agree with you, dude. Unfortunately, I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope FSG pull out a madness this summer. But at the same time, I completely agree with you, purely based on the way that we are run.
Let's after we have to just see and watch what happens come summer, bro. So that's the only thing.
100%.
So that's what I'm waiting for right now. After this season finish, I'm waiting for the window to be open and see, because anybody that we get, that plays will go on my YouTube TP. I'm just waiting.
100%, bro. That's all we can do for now.
I'm just waiting for the season to finish. I'm waiting for the Premier League to finish in May, and then I want to see what will happen. And
Agreed.
let's talk about that. The player that we get, my friends will keep me up to date and tell me that Fabrice Romano says, "Here we go now." We'll be saying, "Let's go." And that player, I just get him on Google and make a DP and put him on my YouTube. I'm just waiting for the transfer window. But yeah, just looking forward to this season and have and celebrate, man. Celebrate. So yeah. So
100%,
yeah.
bro. Anyway, that seems as good a time as any. Oh, we just got one last talk. This summer transfer window will be very interesting. Absolutely, not just by our club either, but by a lot of other clubs. There's going to be a lot of movement going on. I think last year was probably a little bit more subdued because of various FFP situations and things like that. But I think this summer it's going to absolutely be, and as well as that as well. There's no international tournaments. There's no international tournaments this summer as well. So I think as well as obviously the transfer window happening, I think it'll be a bit more constant and a bit more ongoing.
Yeah. But next year summer, guys, next year summer will be World Cup. So if you guys know, so yeah, next year we have lots of World Cup watch-alongs to do, and well, even me as well have lots to do as well for next year summer World Cup indeed. So yeah.
And of course, you can find all of that and much more on Jordan's channel, which I think I have now put in the description. So go down there, go find the link to it, and of course, subscribe to my boy Jordan, doing some incredible stuff over on his channel. Of course, hit the like button on this live stream. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. Thank you to everybody who got involved. Thank you to Jordan. Thank you to Zintello, who leaves us with this question. What do you think of the England squad? Personally, for me, can't believe the likes of Kyle Walker and Jordan Henderson are still in it. I don't know, because I'm also tempted to say, like, don't pick the international team on form. Pick them on the kind of way that you want to play. I used to be like that. I used to be like, it needs to be people that are in form. But if you've got a way of playing and you've got players that fit that system, but you're trying to accommodate for those that are in form, I don't know if that maybe counteracts and maybe struggles. As long as Tuchel's not picking a starting 11 where he's trying to do square pegs and round holes, which is what Southgate did, I'm happy with whatever his sort of judgment is. But to say that we've got the likes of Henderson and Kyle Walker still in this team is baffling to me.
Well,
but we shall see.
Is this week. So yeah. As you guys know that Italy will be taking down Germany. I'll be doing watch along for that. Check that out, guys. And also I'll be doing if anybody like IPL cricket, let me know. I'm doing watch along for that as well on the weekend for the new season for next month game starts. So yeah. But guys, I don't know guys, I'm on 1.8k subscribers and also I have to say man, before I left, congratulations to Newcastle and hope they have their fun with their champagne and everything. But no worries. Or parade our parade starts on May 22nd, 2024-25 season. And guys, as you know, I'm on the road 1.8k.
Lovely stuff. There you go. Like I say, the link should be in the description down below for Jordan's channel. Do go check that out. Absolutely awesome stuff that he's got going on right now. And of course, like I say, he's on to some pretty big goals. So be a part of his journey as mine as well, of course. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new and want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. Thank you to everybody who contributed. Thank you to Intello, who was absolutely amazing in the chat today. Thank you to everybody else who joined Zion. And of course, to Jordan himself, who not only contributed, but also jumped on stream with us to obviously talk all things Liverpool. We'll be back with more content, I'm sure, later on in the week. I've got to try and think of some stuff to do as the international break is surely going to be dragging on for the next couple of weeks at least. So stick around for that. Stick around for anything else. Like I say, leave any thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings in the comment section on, I don't know, maybe future videos or topics you want to talk about for future live streams or videos, whatever it may be. Anything that you contribute, likes, subscribes, chats, and the like will make for great and interesting reading. Thank you once again to Jordan. Absolutely awesome to have him on today. Really needed this kind of rambling of Liverpool to just get it all off my chest, to be honest. Once again, as Jordan said, congratulations to Newcastle. I'm sure the entire city is pretty much hungover as of right now. Intello leaves us with thanks, bro. Definitely subscribe. Thank you very much, my dude. Absolutely means the world. Any support that I can get on this absolutely is greatly appreciated. So thank you so much. You're absolutely awesome. And like I say, thank you for what has been a pretty damn awesome stream from you all. So like I say, thank you guys, and I will see you and speak with you all again soon in another video, live stream, or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.